Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Anggi Uswatun Najikha with ID number F2B021052. Here I would like to give my review about one of the folk tale in this country. All right, here we go. Let me share my screen. Let me share my PPT. All right. And I choose Chinese folklore tales. Yeah. Do you know Chinese folklore tales? Yeah, Chinese folklore tales is Chinese folklore tales. Chinese folklore tales are invaluable treasures that preserve this rich cultural heritage of this ancient civilization. This is passed down through the generation. And the stories carries the wisdom, values, and tradition that have shaped Chinese society for centuries. And the oral tradition of Chinese folklore is a wonderful way to share informations and build connection between the past and the present. These stories have been spread through all the generations, retaining the essences of Chinese cultures and captivating listener with the enchanting stories. And this is some folklore of Chinese folktales. There is Widow Hao, the beautiful daughter of Liu King, and also the fairy bonds. Could you guys guess what we'll discuss about? Yeah, we are gonna discuss about the fiery bonds. But before we discuss about the fiery bonds, let me explain about the main character of the fiery bonds. There are Mr. Meng, Mrs. Meng, Chin, Water Lily, and also Water Lily's parents. All of the family of Mr. Meng has kind heart and helpful persons. Water Lily, the beautiful woman in her village, has a brave characters as woman, and Water Lily's parent has a bad characters, or I mean antagonist characters. And this is my analysis or my review about the fairy bonds. The story of the fairy bonds tells the story of a poor man who was able to change his life or fate to become a rich man with a high work ethic, with the discipline, and with the kindness heart. So that everyone knows his extraordinary figure, not just the corners of the city, but also the corners of this country. But his wife or his children have the same characters as Mr. Meng. Wife and children have kindness heart. His business started by trading sturdy bamboo and strong tube with slowly saving up to build the business independently. So, in the story, we can know that a poor man who has work ethics and disciplined characters to saving money. So, he have been developing develop her business success. Yeah. The news of Mr. Meng's success was heard by a noble from a distant city, beginning to cooperate with Mr. Meng. This noble wrote that he had a very beautiful daughter. Her name is Water Lily. to marry with the Jin, the son of Mr. Meng, and they become engagement or tied to each other. Mr. Meng family liked to help people who need help until one day there was a respected old priest who needed a place to stay for a while from his journey. So Mr. Meng gave one of the best guest room for the priest. The Browns had a very extraordinary character, very smooth, calm, and educated. So that all of the residents of the house, all of the residents of the house liked the priest. Until one day, there was an accident. The priest collected certain plaques that had strange shapes and buried them in the dirt floor. Yeah, after the priest continued his journey, a series of disasters struck Meng's house, causing Meng and his family to fall into poverty, and his fellow noble-in-laws were unable to receive this right, as evidenced by Jin being refused entry to his law's house. Water Lily found out about her father's treatment, so she decided to leave to the palace and pretend to be a beggar. And this is um, the main character of Water Lily, a brave woman, pretend to be a beggar. Then Water Lily went to Mrs. Meng's house. At the first, Mrs. Meng didn't realize that the beggar was her daughter-in-law, but Water Lily told the story and this brings a glimmer of happiness. They were in poor condition and sold the house they live in. The building was old and unlocked useless. It turned out that the tiles that had been buried by the priest had turned into silver, and his family had become a very rich family again. This is a very inspired story about the family, guys. And this is the moral for you of story the fairy bronze. Both shows respect for Mr. Meng's life and sympathy for the suffering poor by raising his nearly crumbling house to a higher peak of prosperity than it had ever reached even during his lifetime. Okay, guys, this is my review about the fairy bonds. Thank you very much. For the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.